Hey guys, this is a saxophone and some crazy music. Hopefully it wakes you up from whatever you're doing. All right, so we are going to work on lesson 12.5 today, and it's called Use Appropriate Tools, which means we're going to do exactly what we did yesterday and the day before. And I have a picture of Sabrina's work here because I want to give her a quick shout out because Sabrina, she didn't use her thumbs. She didn't use counting cubes. She used pennies. And it's so funny because on our homework, we were asked to use pennies as well. So hopefully you found some pennies to measure. Check it out. Her pencil is how many units long? Take your time. Nice. It's 8 pennies long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pennies long. And I have another page of hers as well because she measured some tape. She measured a glue stick. And she's been doing awesome stuff and kicking some major butt. So keep up the good work, Sabrina. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use those same tools. We're going to use cubes, paper clips, pennies, thumbs, and I'm going to introduce a new tool to you because not everything we measure is always going to be a straight line like a glue stick or a desk or a table or markers or crayons. We might have to measure other things. So I'm going to try giving you some tools and some tricks to help you figure that out. So our warm-up today for class says, which tool or tools would you use to measure the length of the ribbon? Tell why, then measure the ribbon, then circle the tools that you used. So I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm going to get some pennies ready. Yeah, you probably have them ready. If you don't, let's get them ready. You can always pause, Mr. B. Now it says we have to measure this. Now if something was straight, we could always use pennies or thumbs or counting cubes for sure. But look at this one. It kind of goes up and down, doesn't it? And it's going to be really tricky to measure with cubes because if we were to measure with cubes, the cube would stick together kind of like this. And it would be really tricky to make those curves because you can't curve the straight line of those. So we're not going to use the cubes. Instead, they're saying you can use the paper clips, and I don't have any paper clips at my house. I bet if I looked really hard, I might be able to find some. So I'm going to use my pennies for this one because my pennies can make the curve. So I'm going to get my pennies or my thumbs ready, and I'm going to put my first penny there for 1. And then look, I'm not going straight across over here. No, I'm going to measure it exactly. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now my pennies aren't very straight. I always tell you this. It's hard for me to trace the pennies on the screen. But hey, I'm just trying my best, so you do your best as well. So I use pennies. So really it's about, I guess we should cross off the cubes. We should cross off the paper clips. And it's about 7. And I'm going to draw a little circle there. And those are my pennies. So it's about 7 pennies long. And on the next page, I'm going to introduce a brand new tool to you to help us measure things that are straight across or up and down if we need to do zigzags and stuff like that. And you'll see that on the next page. Now, we chose pennies or thumbs or paper clips because, once again, if we put those connecting cubes together, they're going to make a straight line. And our ribbon is not in a straight line unless we were able to pull it tight. We can't really do that. So I'll see you on the next page. I'm going to show you our new tool we're going to use. All right, and we're back. Hopefully by now you've had your breakfast. And if you didn't, please fill up your belly and get ready for lunch when that's over. Let's do our math now. And this page, we're going to introduce something called a string. And a string is used sometimes to measure things that go up and down, left and right, diagonal, crossways, perpendicular, they intersect, they do all sorts of weird things. So what we're going to do is take a string. I got my string here. And if you don't have string, that's okay. We can keep on using our pennies and thumbs and our different kinds of units. But I want to introduce a new tool for you because this string can kind of bend any way that I need it to bend. And one thing we could do if we were in class, I would give everybody a piece of our yellow ribbon or yellow string that we use to make our Fruit Loop bracelets or our Fruit Loop necklaces. I would cut our string and I would say, all right, now let's take our string and put it on top of that red one. And let's do all the wiggles and all the turns and whatever we have to do. And then when we're all finished, stretch it out. And now look, when we're done stretching it out, we have a straight line. And we can measure it with whatever we want. Our cubes, our pennies, our thumbs. So I'm going to try my best right now. I'm going to pause the video. And I'm going to try taking my string and measuring our red piece of ribbon right in front of us. So give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. All right, I measured our red ribbon and it's about that long. So now I can measure my string with anything I wanted to. I can use counting cubes. I could use our pennies. I could use thumbs. I could use whatever I want, and I can do that right now. And I don't have enough space on I can't hold it and measure it, so I'm going to set it down, and it's already done for us. And it said it's about 4 cubes. Now it's about 4 pennies if you measure it correctly as well. So that's why they wrote 4 there. But the important thing is for you to know that if you have an object that is really bendy and not straight, I can always give you a tool or a string, and you can measure things that are really bendy by first outlining the object, like the ribbon. And then whenever you're all done, find out how long it is, and then you can measure it. Might be a little bit confusing. So please hop onto Zoom or hop onto FaceTime and call me, text me, whatever, and I'll see if I can make it a little bit easier for you. Number 2 is a pink marker. So can we use cubes to measure this object? Is it a very straight object? I think it's a pretty straight object. It kind of starts right about there and it ends right about there. So we could use our cubes. And we could also use stringing cubes if we want to. I just think the string would make an extra step. So I don't think we'll need to use this. So I'm going to put that away for now. And I'm just going to use my cubes or my pennies or my thumb. And I have pennies. So I'm going to try my best to get our pennies. So here we go. I got 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 4 pennies, and about 5 pennies, or about 5 cubes. Now they wrote cubes. We did not use cubes, so I'm going to X it out and write about 5 pennies, or about 5 units. The idea of this chapter is for you to be able to measure things in units. You can use anything to measure. You can say, that marker is about 4 paper clips. That marker is about 8 Cheerios. That marker is about 5 pennies or 5 thumbs. As long as you understand that idea of using units to measure things, you'll be all set for 2nd grade. All right, I'm going to jump over to number 3, pause it, get it all finished, and I'll see you on number 3. All right, so you can't see them anymore, but I want you to remember that we're going to keep on talking about cubes and stringing cubes. So we're always going to measure objects that are straight with cubes or pennies or thumbs, and we're always going to measure things that are a little bit bendy or crooked or wobbly and roller coastery. We're going to use a string to outline that object first, and then lift it up and measure it with cubes or something like pennies or thumbs or Cheerios or any sort of unit, paper clip, stuff like that. So let's do the scarf together. Now answer this, is that scarf in a straight line, or is it really kind of bendy and crooked and swirly, or whatever kind of word you can say to make it not straight? Yeah, you guys know that it's not straight. So that means I have to take my string, which if you don't have string, that's okay. Hopefully you have some pennies or some other kind of units to measure this. And for me, I'm going to take my string and I'm going to outline that scarf. And when I'm done outlining that scarf, I'm going to pick my weird string up and I'm going to try remembering that one end of the scarf goes to the other end of the scarf. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to measure that straight. That's the new straight string that I just measured my scarf with. So for this one, we definitely have to use string and cubes or string and something else because it's bendy. And then whenever you're all the way finished, you should have come up with your measurement. Now, Mr. B is going to use his pennies because I think that's something a lot of people have, like Sabrina in our video. And that means I'm putting a penny on here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. See how I didn't measure that little part right there? That's where a string would be really nice and come in handy. 4 pennies. Oh, another part I didn't measure. See that? 5. And it's about 6 pennies long. And I didn't use cubes, so I'm going to write my answer there and say about 6 units. Now, if I straighten that out, I would probably get a more accurate measurement. But for now, I need us to just practice using different units to measure things, whether it's a straight line or not a straight line. Whenever you're all finished, jump over to number 4. And this one should be a little bit easier for us. Number 4, is that a straight object or kind of a wiggly object? Right, that's a straight object. So you can use your cubes or pennies or thumbs pretty easily and go 1, 2, 3 pennies or 3 cubes. Whenever you're done doing that one, I want you to try measuring number 5 and 6 all by yourself, the straight flower and the wiggly crocodile or lizard or whatever that is. And I'll see you down below on number 7, okay? I know this is kind of weird and kind of tough. Be patient. I promise it gets very, very easy. Once we get back to school, or if you're doing summer school with Mr. B, then please, 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 we'll just go over this. I'll give us all the materials. I'll even mail them to you if you need to. All right, I'll see you in number 7. All right, and we're back. I'm going to try staying zoomed out on this one because we're going to talk about all these different bracelets at the very top, and they're called hanging bracelets. So I'm going to start reading right there where it says Kate. Kate needs to hang these bracelets in order from shortest to longest. So we have to see which one's the shortest all the way to the longest. Circle the set of tools that Kate should use to measure. Well, are those straight lines or are those wiggly lines? Right, they're wiggly lines. So we're going to use cubes and a string if we have them. If we don't, that's okay. We can use our pennies or some other units that are able to kind of conform or bend with those wiggly bracelets. So number 8, it says explain why the tools you chose will give the most accurate measurement. So that's going to be a lot to write. So I'll try thinking about what you would say if you were in class. So why would those tools work best? Well, we can say the string. Now I'm going to write really big so you can see this. You keep on writing nice and small in the line, okay? The string will follow the bracelets. And of course, whenever we're done putting the string on the bracelets, we can straighten that string right back out and then measure the string to see how long the necklaces are, the bracelets are. I would love to actually see a video of somebody doing this kind of measuring with with someone at home, their parents, their grandma, their grandpa, their aunt, their uncle, their dad, their mom, anybody. I would love to see you take a piece of string and measure a wiggly object and then straighten it out to see how many units long it is. That'd be a really cool video to see. And if you do that, I'll post it with our math lesson next time, and I'll show the whole school, the whole class, how you measured it. Maybe you'll give us some ideas, because guess what? Teachers don't know all the answers all the time, and that's okay, especially for this kind of stuff. It's very hard to teach you this without being in class with you, with all having string and cubes. All right, pause it if you need to finish writing it, and I'm going to go down on number 9 where it says measure each bracelet. All right, that's going to be kind of hard to do. Then write the colors of the bracelets in orders from shortest to longest. So if I had string, I'm going to try using a different color to show you what the string would look like. I would take the string and I would hold it right there with my finger. And then I would definitely make the string stretch out along the whole thing. And I would hold it there with my other finger. And then right where those little dots are, I would pick the string up and then straighten it out so it looks like that. So there goes a dot, there goes a dot. And guess what? Whenever I was done doing that, I would measure it with anything I wanted to. That's how I would teach you this in the class. But we're not in the classroom. So I measured that string and I stretched it out, as you can tell. Now I can measure the purple one right there, and I can write 1 penny, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5 units long. Now I'm going to take a different color string, and I'm going to start the string right there and end it right there. So I'm going to wiggle my string all the way around, and then I'm going to stretch it out. Guess what? When I stretch it out, it looks like that. So there goes the beginning, there goes the end. Now I can measure this one. 1 penny, 2 penny, 3 penny, 4 pennies. So that one is about 4. Now that pink one, very, very pretty one, is the last one we're going to do. I'm going to pick a green color there. All right, I'm going to put the string down on top of that. Now you have paper in front of you, so it's probably a little bit easier. You don't have to do this on the screen. All right, I'm going to put my finger there, and then I'm going to stretch my string out along the whole bracelet, and then I'm going to stop it right there. Now, right where those circles are is where I'm going to pick the string up and stretch it out. This one's really long, so I'm going to put it right down there. Oh, it almost goes off my whole screen. And now I'm going to measure it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, so that bracelet is about 6 cubes long, or pennies long, or units long. Now write the colors in order from shortest to longest. Well, which bracelet is the shortest? 5, 6, or yeah, that's right. Great job. Number 4 is first. Oh, it says write the color of the bracelets. I'm sorry. So let's erase that. And the color. Ooh, this is a tough one to spell. Let's write the word white. That's a white bracelet. Now you got your sneaky on the end of there too. So good luck with that one. All right. Which one is after white? That is right. You said the blue one. Now I'm writing this big so you can see. You write it nice and pretty on those lines. So it goes white has 4, blue has 5, and the last one is pink, which has 6. Very, very nice. Thank you for following along. This is really challenging to do. I promise if you come back to Max at summer school, or if you come back to second grade, I promise I'll spend some time on this and show you how we would do it in the classroom. Or maybe if we have a chance to see each other over the summer, we'll do a quick practice lesson on this because it's a lot of fun to do. All right. You actually have homework on the next page, so pause the video so you can finish writing all of that. On the next page is the homework you're supposed to do independently. And it says paper clips and string and paper clips. So do the same thing. Oh, here goes a great example. Look at that, guys. They held the string there and held the string there, and then they measured it. Perfect. I'm glad the homework showed you some reinforcement activities here. After you do this page, on the back, it gets pretty tricky because you have to do the same thing we just did, which is about race courses. So all those little black lines are the different kinds of race courses. You need to see which tools would you use to measure. Would you use string, or would you use just paper clips? And I bet you know the answer for some of those. If you need any help, hop on Zoom, hop on Dojo, hop on FaceTime, text me, message me, email me, whatever you have to do, and I would love to help you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we get ready to prepare for our chapter test already. I know that's kind of tough. I will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions or need any help, I'm here for you. I miss you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.